and go and shine. I set the vibe for a natural high. Spot the right inspiration for my mates. Yeah, yeah. The Empress by my side, yeah, she like my vibe and she ready for ride, so I'ma take my time. We living like every day is a holiday. So let the music play, it's a natural high. And when troubles come my way, keep it hopeful and bright. I'll say let your music play, it's a natural high. Now go let them break my vibe. Spark it up, it's a natural high. Must give me the bang and me tell you say this. Natural high is better than a grab a split. And it don't need no mushroom to take me pan a trip. Have me higher than the ayahuasca drink when man a sip. And all me need a just a bass near higher than a
this one for me, I beg you give me some room. Me see a place vacant in your heart. This one up for me, girl. This one up for me, I beg you, give me some room. Me see a place vacant in your heart. Oh well, man, I fill it up soon. Take you away from all the pagans in the dark. Sweep you off your feet like broom. You are the key, baby girl, make it start. Make your hotter than June. Make every day me see you in my thoughts. Then I cannot help myself. Baby, I'm on make a move. You big got me stuck on you. Reservation for us two. Baby, I'm on make a move. You big got me stuck on you. Reservation for us two. I know Sharon Bird, but she solid. The bag of negative, them shot it in valley. Me and you together, we the best, I never call it. She full of etiquette, me girl, it full of knowledge.
It's about 12 hours 15. Yeah, boy, the champions in the building once again. Chow Pow DJ 50. We on the front line with you today. Maad 97.5. Don't say good afternoon to everybody logged in, but we got to give it up to all the presenters and selectors that were here before us on the Vibes of the Nation. 97.5. Keeping the vibes alive for you. Got to big up the team, Proper Vibes. Don't say good afternoon to our newest member. Big up my brother Max. Welcome to the team, son. All right, guys, how you doing this afternoon? You good? Well, it's Thursday, nobody won the lotto, everybody's sad. But it's gone up to 55 million, so take another chance, right? Yo, lotto, I'll put a drop for y'all, you know. I hope you guys had a good evening. I hope you guys had a good, I've been having a good day so far. Let me say morning to my people in Berbice. Morning to everybody. Sorry, good afternoon. Why am I still in the morning? Good afternoon to everybody in Berbice. Good afternoon to the people on the live. Hey guys, how you doing? Share the live, right? You show your love, you subscribe by sharing the live. That's all you do. Press that button, click and it's gone, right? Let's strap yourselves in. We got a nice one lined up for you today. Ah, boy. Got a serious one, poetry on the front line today. You're gonna listen to this one. This one's really good today. Frontline Chronicles, we're gonna talk about the fire and the fire service for real. Of course, Philip Drayton and Life Reform will pass through at 1 p.m. Then we got DJ 50. Real star boy for the show, man. I ain't gonna lie. How you doing, Sam? How you doing, Petula? How you doing, Sachin? Don't say good afternoon to everybody, right? I know you guys just finished having your lunch. You're probably in the offices right now, rock back, listening to the vibes of 97.5. Yeah, relax, man. We can put you in a nice mood and send you back to work like 1 o'clock time. You know what I mean? And if you're just off for lunch back on the job, I know your belly tumbling. You're thinking about sleeping and relaxing, right? We're going to keep you in that mood too and keep you positive and keep you up and running, all right? 12 hours 16. Should say 12 hours 17. You on the front line, Chow Power and 50. Gotta say good afternoon to my brother from another mother. The operator on board, Lyndon. Pick up yourself, my youth. So y'all ready, right? Everybody ready, right? All right, you don't know the beat me with the beat me with a reggae stick. A big one to a Martha reggae stick. I too love my reggae music, man. Good afternoon, Nicola, baby. How you doing, Miss Foo? Always good to have you on the front line with us every day we're on, man. So, y'all ready now? All right, squeeze that 50. Let me go.
Who is gonna stop them now? Oh, you know that the youth them a war. Can someone please tell them? No make no more.
Pull! Real tune, let's go!
Who is gonna stop them now? Oh, you know that the youth them a war. Can someone please tell them? No make no more shade on the top. Still so many people afraid. Yes, they no one get caught in a war. But what I go happen to the future? If I saw we I go and carry on. Who is gonna stop them now? Oh, you know that the youth them a war. Can someone please tell them? No make no more bloodshed on the top. Still so many people afraid. Yes, they no one get caught in a war. But what I go happen to the future? If I saw we I go and carry on.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh.
Hey, watch it there!
I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, but I'm not proud of my address.
You know the legendary Major Toby represent for Chow Pow and DJ 50 on the Frontline Show.
And every song is like gold teeth, gray goose tripping in the bathroom, bloodstains fall down, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, and everybody's like crystal, Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in the love affair, and we'll never be royals. It don't run in our blood. That kind of love just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll
Me no trust phone, me no own, me no like. Picture I go round, say see moon and me wife. Me no trust phone, me no own, me no like. Picture I go round, say see moon and me wife. Pay for the picture, we suggest me a knife. I look over Instagram. No trust man, we switched on for your 90. 6 months in general, I know him say you're mighty. Yeah, trust no man, we claim them as strikey. And them in a video wanna show. Then we send you home, then we send you home. This is what
I'll tell you, boy.
then we send you home, then we send you
Watch them, right?
home. For them a return code. So boom, be careful, no one sends and snow. Watch you know one link and what you talking about. So nobody not moving, nobody else road. Them in a room, check a so your thing a leave. Them see you when things happen. Stab you in your back and let them come and take you. Say you never link us and not let them happen. Dark from phone, enough of them have remote. I reckon you, cause that was in the same boat. I get a life in general, and we don't show. Your face and your friend now don't run them out. Wait till them end up in a figure right home.
Because the fullest been never been told. Yeah, well. I see some people run out.
Gotta make up the boy 50, man. Bring the vibes, my youth. Let's go.
Come make me put a little love in the bowl. Because the fullest been never been told. Yeah, well, why every road that we pave, they put a slap in it.
Yo, pull up the tune there, my youth. You see, sometimes the music of the ghetto reach every ears, you know what I mean? Watch this one, right? Let's go from the top.
Stay true to myself, I'm in a sell my soul.
Never sell up my soul, boy.
Come make me put a little love in a the bowl. Because the fool has never been told. Yeah, well, why every road that we pave, they put a stop in it. Yeah, and every door that we open, they keep locking it.
And every time I plant a seed,
protect your account.
I say kill it before it grows, chow pow.
You love see the way I leave it when they put a trap in it.
I ain't gonna water my seed with my tears, but my tree's gonna grow.
Them can't stop my love, no. They can stop my love with it. Yeah.
Kill them with love.
And they can stop your love, no. None of them can stop your love, no. This is what I love with it.
Come on, everybody, share the live, share the live.
Stay with reality, not change no time. The tree never changes, it a still a be a line. The moon still a glow and the sun still a shine, and the wind still a blow and the stars still a line. The only changes are because of mankind. So we just put back love in the hearts of mankind. We need some change of the thoughts for mankind. We not gonna sit down and resign. Yeah. Why every road that we pave, they put a stop in it. Waking up, the reggae beat so sweet. Ooh la la, ooh la la. Happy move my feet. Ooh la la, yeah. Positive vibrations. Ooh la la, ooh la la. Gathering our nations. Ooh la la. Talking to the soul of the people. Good over evil. Love over everything. When I mislead you, the light will shine. Will never go out.
You hear?
Vice and vice, priceless. Reggae will never be lifeless. The light will shine, will never go out. The reggae beats so sweet. It keeps running and running and running, going through my mind. Pull up every year, it hits it different every time. Surfing through the faces, wasting memories, getting high. Living in the fast life. Hey yo, taking every moment and let it ride. 10 years in the making, ain't no stopping till I die. Head up in the clouds, like Lucy in the sky. I'm where I wanna be tonight. So if you ain't got plans in mind, meet me at the bowling bar and throw your hands up in the sky. We can let the good time roll, cause there I go. Can't get through the sunrise, leaving all the bad vibes slipping away. There I go. Just wanna dance and listen some robado.
Tune.
Chill out and make love to the music I love.
Good afternoon to my sister Gail Hamilton. Good afternoon to Anita too. How you doing, Miss DeSantis? You good?
And make love to the woman I love. To some reggae.
Come on, music, let's go.
I've been working 9 to 5 from Monday to Friday. No nobody feel like I'm in overdrive. Back and forth on the highway. So I'm so happy when the weekend come. I tell myself it's time to have some fun. I just wanna dance and listen some more.
Say what, lady? Oh yeah. Saying to me, did you mean to tell me it put you down for another? Say what, lady? Oh yeah. Saying to me, did you mean to tell me it put you down for another? And what, lady? Oh yeah. Showing me, did you mean to tell me it put you out? It put you out and I'll take you in and give you loving that I remembering. So much more I have in store for you. Oh, yeah. If you should ever feel down and out.
Life is a road with so many signs. But to take the right one and it goes by.
Almost 28 on the clock. Gonna say good afternoon to my mama. Hope you're feeling good, baby. I love when I hear your voice, I ain't gonna lie. I still love your smile.
You know the legendary Major Toby represent for Chow Pow and DJ 50 on the Frontline Show.
That's right. Life is a road with so many signs. You never know what you're going to hit up. You know what I mean? Look at guys yesterday. They went to a job today. They're wondering where they're going to get a job from. It's really tough what's happening in our society. I'm going to tell you something. We all need to lean on somebody's shoulder. So make your shoulder available because somebody might want to lean on it. All right? So, guys, we got to look out for each other right now. I'm going to take you into the poem, Poetry on the Front Line, as we do every day. This is the only show in the history of this country, I think, that has poetry on it every day that we're on air. This is amazing. And we're still looking for somebody to sponsor this segment. There's a lot of poetry lovers out there, but I don't know, boy, maybe start thinking lately, you know, I know what's going on. But guess what? We're going to continue doing what we're doing right here at Maad 97.5. We're going to feature these poems. This one I want you to listen to, because a lot of people are afraid of one thing. I tell you this, it's not no lie. People are afraid to die. Yeah? People are afraid to die. Why do you think they're taking the vaccines? Because they don't want to die from COVID. So we take the vaccines. We are scared to die. But let me tell you something. One thing that none of us would ever get accustomed to is death. And guess what? It's going to happen to everybody that I know right here on earth. All right? So we're going to take you into the poetry corner. Poetry on the Front Line. I'm going to give you this piece. This is where I like to tell you, take the cotton wool out of your ears and, you know, put it between your lips. Hush and listen, all right? So the message can get out to you. Good afternoon to my brother Victor Ben. How you doing, my youth? You good? I'm saying good afternoon to Miss Sonia Noel as well. Yeah, Miss Sonia Noel as well. How you doing, Sony, baby? You good? Yeah, man. So let's go poetry on the front line. This one is entitled When I Die.
When I die, when my coffin is carried out, you must never think I am missing this world. Do not shed any tears. Do not lament or feel sorry. I am not falling into a monster's abyss. When you see my corpse carried out, do not cry for my leaving, for I am not leaving. I am arriving at eternal love. When you leave me in the grave, do not say goodbye. Remember, a grave is only a curtain for the paradise behind. You will only see me descending into a grave. Now watch me rise. How can there be an end when the sun sets or the moon goes down? It looks like the end. It seems like a sunset. But in reality, it is a dawn. When the grave locks you up, that is when your soul is freed. Have you ever seen a seed planted in earth not rise with new life? Why should you doubt the rise of a seed named human? Have you ever seen a bucket lowered into a well come back empty? Why lament for a soul when it can come back like Joseph from the well? When, for the last time, you close your mouth, your words and soul will belong to the world of no place and no time.
When I die, I'm gonna tell you something, man. You know, 50, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. When I die, you guys get some comedy on the road, man. You know, put up some big box and put on the worst kind of comedy. You know, ask the police for excuse. Put on some Eddie Griffin, man. Put on some Cat Williams that'll cost everybody. Celebrate when the chopo gone, because yo, when that day comes, I know we're going to a better place. I'm happy, man. I'm not scared to die. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, man. You know, death is not a dishonor. Y'all ever hear the song? Death is not a dishonor, you know what I mean? A lot of people, you know, and if you see right now in Guyana, I think people are already shifting to celebrating funerals, because when you go to the funerals, you see the cool long cards, the music playing, Sensi Bonin. It's a celebration, right? Yeah, no more tears, man. You know what I mean? People are not crying when babies are born. Yeah, when babies are born, people crying, you know, because you don't know what the baby can do. You know, but you know, when you die, we don't know what you're doing. You're going to a better place. Time to rejoice and be happy, man. Not to worry. But like I said, man, you know what I mean? Death, you can never get accustomed to that. Nobody I know ever get accustomed to that, boy. It's something that we all have to deal with at some point in time, but hey, you're going to never get accustomed to it. But celebrate life. Celebrate death. No, you're going to a better place. That is if you believe in a hereafter. A lot of people don't believe in a hereafter. So they go ahead doing things like, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Trust me, boss, man. There is a hereafter. I believe in that, right? They're getting ready for it too. And then they have this saying that everybody say, don't, you know, prepare for 11 o'clock because the man might come 10:57, you know what I mean? So you got to be in a state of readiness to receive that creator when he comes for you, man. And Shaitan, like I say, we call him Shaitan, all right? Shaitan can't give life nor take life. Trust me on that one, boy. I love me some poetry, man. Poetry on the front line coming to you compliments of Maad 97.5. That's how we do it on the front line. We edutain ya. That's what makes us different than everybody else. If you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. Go out there, have a ball. Yeah. Protect yourself at all times, all right? And the vaccine is push on. I'm going to tell you something. If you feel the need to go, take it, go. Go ahead, go take your vaccines. Something strange with that, though. I don't understand it because, let me go into it, because people have got a lot of negative things to say when you look like if you're really supporting something. All right, hey, y'all got y'all feelings, I got me on. And to my people, I want to say, remember, principle before personalities, all right? Simply put. This one confused a lot of people. Principle before personalities, simply put. When you come here, what you hear here, what you see here, when you leave here, please let it remain right here. Frontline boy, we edutain you. Let me say good afternoon to everybody in Border Market. Good afternoon to my peeps in New Amsterdam. Got some friends all the way in quarantine. I cannot remember the name of this family. Ooh. Sorry, man. I'm going to get it tomorrow for you. Gotta say big up to my brother Andrew Griffith, to my friends at Chavet Restaurant. How you doing, guys? Y'all good? And to my people in Stanley Town. Don't say hi to the Bell family and the Pilgrim family. Yeah, man, I know everybody locked down up there right now to 97.5, man. All right, guys, you ready for some more music? Yeah, man, we ready for some more music. Keep your bunks into down the front line. Let's go 50, let's go, more vibes. This afternoon, let's go.
Can you handle it? If I like you, nobody can stress me. Happy, happy, happy. My life is happy.
Come on, everybody.
Happy, happy.
And into that happy mood, let's go.
I'm living it up, and I'm singing it no. I'm not giving it up. So we don't have no time with them if you feel it. Bless, bless, bless. Jump up and say as if you're feeling bless, bless, bless.
Dansez, dansez, dansez with me, baby. Fini danser avec moi. Comme tes Khalil, dance with me. Dansez, dansez, dansez with me, darling. Fini danser avec moi. Comme tes Khalil, dance with me. Hey, I don't want no one woman. All I want is plenty woman. Give me plenty.
Pass with the ladies. I'll tell you why. Frontline, turn up this afternoon. Let's go. I'm in a good mood.
I don't want no one who.
Boom.
All I want is plenty.
Enough.
Give me plenty woman.
Whole heap of them.
I don't want no one who.
That's right.
All I want is plenty woman. Give me plenty woman.
On the left, on the right. Let's go.
Them does. Them man, them does. I don't want 1 girl, 2 girl, 3 girl, 4, 5 girl, 6 girl. Give me more. 5, 10, and 20 more. I just want them more. I don't want no one woman. All I want is plenty woman. Give me plenty woman. I don't want no one.
I could bring my friends and you could bring your friends and we friends will all like together.
Let's go in the backyard. Come, let's go. All the way to the backyard. So come on out, Farmer Nappy. Let's go to the backyard together. Come on, let's go. Bring all your enemies and come. We don't mind. We're going to convert them. Good afternoon, Rosalind. I'm going to meet with your boy today, man. Yeah, man, we're going to start it up. Watch it.
Someone who will keep the order to give you house rules and safety tips. So when you wind down low, you wouldn't break your hip. We don't need no big promoter. The neighbors go be responsible. So when you see the police, tell them come take a lick of shot.
you there.
Come take a look at Sham on the inside. We got vibes.
Good afternoon, London.
Girls on the inside. Boy, yo. Come take a look at Sham on the inside. We got vibes.
We're gonna say good afternoon to Mark T-Bone. GT to the bone, let's go.
Come let me vibe and chill, let me vibe and chill, yeah. Let's full of vibe and chill, full of vibe and chill, yeah. Come let me vibe and chill, let me vibe and chill, yeah.
Hold up vibe on the front line.
Take a look at Sham on the inside. We got vibes.
Hold up vibe, hold up vibe.
Girls on the inside.
Where you? Let's go, come on.
Oh, na, na, na. You stay on the radar. Oh, on the radar. You stay on the radar. Oh, on the radar. And I must have to find you. You signal me when you wind up. You stay on the radar. Oh, on the radar. Yeah. How you do that? It's madness when you maneuver, darling. I salute ya. Wine so low like oh. Girl, I want you take off your shoes, bun down the dancer. Take the jamming, baby. I want you show me your moves, girl. Oh, your back so. Take the jamming, baby. I want you
Watch it there. We're gonna say good afternoon to Donette.
take the jamming, baby.
Welcome home, baby.
Love all night long. Take the jamming, baby. Girl, you bring this on yourself. Look how you stand out in the crowd. I know you smile when our eyes connect. Oh, 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 oh. The kind of girl that I dream about. With just a little bit of one more bottle for the eight of them. But they don't like what they see. They want we
I'll tell you why. One more buckle of water.
bottle for the eight of them.
For the haters, then one more bottle for you. But I ain't got no haters. I got motivators. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.
Pop one more for the eight of them. Cause they don't like
That's right.
see. They want we feel that way just like us. Me allergic to them raise my sinus. Don't add nothing to your life, but they love
Pull up there, pull up there.
no kill us.
One more for the haters, them that want to see me, right? Now for them waiting for see go back for the for real, you know, 50. I said to people there, one man tell me the other day, hey, I'm waiting for when you relapse, you know, I got money for pay for you go to rehab. But he gave me money for help fix me car to keep living, you know. The man waiting with this 360,000 for pay for me in case I So many of you guys out there waiting, well, on just so you can smoke back the crack. You waiting 23 years gone, you still waiting. It ain't gonna happen. Anyway, let's go, man. Let's go.
Feel that way just like us.
I love my motivators, man. You guys call them haters, they're my motivators. I love all of you there. Come on, let's go.
For the eight of them.
Remember principle before personalities, right? That's the line for today.
That way just like us. Me allergic to them raise my sinus. Don't add nothing to your life, but they love minus. Buy no kill us, see them from afar. One more bottle for them. They wanna hate, what the people rate. But they know they can't violate. What they do? They wanna take food from your plate. Smile in your face, got they fake. So me live my life so them can see it. And pop one more bottle for the eight of them. You see the reason the boy envy. Cause them see me blessings like over and over again. Over and over again. Light it shining over and over again. Over and over again. Them see me blessings like over and over again. Over and over again. When they walk out, girl, you dancing in this set non-stop, girl. When they bubble up, you're causing trouble with a waistline I like. This why that you got, baby. Girl, it's driving me crazy. When you come in close, there's only one thing to do. Put your lips on me, talking that talk. When they wind your body, talking that talk. Girl, it looks so sexy.
Let me say good afternoon to the Wells family. Good afternoon, Sicily. Almost said Cecilia. Oh! to my people in Brooklyn, lockdown. Once again, good afternoon to my cousin Roldy Silva. Oh.
She said she come from Trinidad town, and when she walk her bumper round, she turn up like one of sound.
Wrong bumper, got me a looker.
She said she come from Grenada. She explode like Grenada bull. Sent girl good. Fire, whoa, vampire. Can a bumper roll? Love on your body and your take control. Mommy, oh, mommy. Music a play, girl bubbling. See it to the DJ, know the juggling. Every girl a draw near like a cuddling. Anyone I want a girl a old juggling. Cause we don't know one bag of man apart. But you don't know, we don't let you by my far. You see a girl a wine need, pull up back a R. She pretty like a DP or a avatar. The girl thing go. When y'all want walk on the back star, bro. The engine that's in the back star.
Can we have a brother 50, man? Guess what, guys? We're reaching all of the world right now, man. 97.5. Why do I keep saying world? We're not done. Are we on Venus, planet Pluto? I don't know. I know we all over the earth, not the world.
Patrice again.
Yeah, man. Big up Maad 97.5. Do you know that Maad 97.5 reaches all over this country? Well, we've got some problems right now in Region 3, but when that is fixed, my gosh, the entire nation's going to be on the Maad 97.5. Believe you me. Good afternoon to our people at Banks DIH. How you doing, Mr. Carlton Joe? Hey, I'm the family over there. How you doing, Brian? How you doing, Lee Baptist? Oh, let's go. Oh, gotta prepare you guys for this one. Before I do that, let me big up Power Tech Sound Company. Sound and lights. Let me say good afternoon to my brother Nigel. Big up Javid and his entire family up there in Hiker, right?
Patrice again.
Well, get ready. I'm gonna just drop this one for you. Guyana 55 One Nation concert. Whoops. Here we go. Sell it to them, Chopo. Sell it to them. When all the artists them start standing by, right? Watch this one. Watch this right here.
Run it back twice.
Also, good afternoon to my brother Jumbo Primo. Rubber waist.
Me make you scream on top of our voice. Have me galang so bad. And the fat people think we mad. But nobody can judge. Dance on soca, dropping on the club. Girl want walk on the back start, bro. The engine that's in the back start up. She thinks me stop up, me just warm up. Thinks me stop up, me just warm up. Your neck bite up on your back, bro. You think hard up with your back so. You think so stop on me just warm up.
Watch it there. Call the Uber. I think they should have called some Uber last evening, man, because they fire truck them, you know. I don't know what's happened there, man. You know what I mean? Fifth, I don't know. You sight what going on with the fire there, boy? It was crazy, man. Let me bring you into a little Frontline Chronicles before we bring over my brother Philip. We're going to say good afternoon to Margot, Miss Margot Boyce. How you look fantastic today. I love the hairstyle. I don't know you're hiding your nice smile on either. Oh, just show me the smile. I got it locked up, boy. I should start hustling one time. You know me, right? Me ain't got no manners. Let me tell you guys something, man. It's amazing what happened last evening, and I think for me, it's an eye-opener as to where we at in terms of firefighting. Now, everybody started blaming the fire service for all kinds of things. You know, they reached late, they couldn't find the fire, they don't know where the fuse box was. People were seeing smoke since 2 o'clock, and a long line of things, right? But one thing you guys overlooking, these buildings that are going so high, that are going so wide, we do not have the necessary equipment to deal with fires of this nature. And of course, we're an oil producing country. Now we're looking to send some pipelines, gas pipelines into this. Yeah, and we ain't got no proper firefighting equipment. Somebody mine needs to be fixed. I don't know if the fire start, or how them are reaching up there? What kind of equipment we have that could deal with fires of the magnitude we see at it yesterday? It was not easy. It was not, and I keep looking and seeing how people are ridiculing the Ghana Fire Service and stuff like that. The guys are doing their best with what they have. You know what I mean? They're doing their best. I give it up to the fire service, Mr. Gentle, respect. You know what I mean? That's my brother. We meet, we gaff, we cuss out, we laugh out. That same big man there, we be good. You understand? So we do some, have some conversations sometimes of serious nature, not the laughy ones. And, so I could tell you something that it's not official, so I can't say it. You know what I mean? But I've been saying for 55 years, we in this country, the fire service there by Starbuck Market, surrounded by minibus drivers, hire car drivers who always blocking up the passage. It's only if a police, they're wrong, then the place is clear. I can be honest with you guys. You guys can hate me, but I tell you the truth, right? I'm talking the truth. It's blocked up all the time. You hear whoa, 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 and the people can't move because the bus is in the way. And I've been saying, move the fire station from there. It's the wrong place to be at this point, not in 2021. Maybe in 1946 or 1903, but not 2021 when we've developed so much. We need to get that. We have a space. You guys have been up in arms with what's happening on Durban Park, right? But that is wasted prime real estate. I don't care what you're thinking. Would you in any part of the world go to a place like where Durban Park is located and see bush? Sometimes I think the tourists coming here, they don't need to go into the bush because I feel the tigers and leopards. You know what I mean? You guys going around in the circles and this thing can be solved easily. We going back to, that's going into politics. I don't want to go there as to where we're spending money in other areas that is being wasted when we have an issue where we're going up. And when these buildings are so big, there's no real space for a fireman to do his work. You know what I mean? Look at the building going up next to between the courts on Kroll Street. You know, if something is to start in that building, where the fireman them getting to do the job? So guys, I mean, I understand. Yeah, they come late. Yeah, you always blaming them. If you give me a pencil and send me to war with Venezuela, what thing happened to me? I'm not fully equipped. You know what I mean? This is crazy, guys. This is absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? And we've been hearing the mayor talk about building standards, talking about building codes, and nobody moving towards this. Everybody seems to be fighting what is right. Like once somebody is in that position that is not favoring you people, then you all against that person. It doesn't matter which side they're on. Guys, what are we going? Where are we going with all this? It's not working. It ain't worked in the past. Why do we expect it to work now? Frontline Chronicles, we talking the truth. You know, and then of course, we've had, sometimes I was wondering with this place named the Bureau of Standards. This equipment, especially electrical cables, and these things coming in, drop cards, are feeble under pressure. They're getting hot and they're catching on fire. And they're allowed to enter into our market to sell to we people. And when the place burn down, who get blamed? The fire service. Come on, guys. Are we doing or are we not doing? Get a proper fire station in this place. You understand? You got malls now. You got hotels. Look at the one going up on the seawall there. Pegasus Hotel. If anything break out there, in the middle of Pegasus, and then we put sprinklers that were supposed to be built in these places, what thing will happen? The whole thing will come down like Sharon's Mall. I'm not happy for Sharon's Mall, believe me. I'm not, don't think no, sir. It's bad, all right? Because people are out of jobs. People have lost millions of dollars. You know what I mean? So don't think I'm saying that like I don't care about what happened. Of course I do. But I care, that's why I tell you guys, get the fire service to where it's supposed to be and stop politicizing everything in the country. It's not working, guys. It's not working. You got to cut it. And the next thing, okay, good. Next thing yesterday, a guy fell from a building and died on a construction site. We have standards and bureaus and companies selling safety equipment. But if you pass at most construction sites, there are guys in rubber slippers turning concrete. There's guys on high buildings, high-rise buildings, they're not harnessed. They don't have on gloves. They don't have on steel toe boots. They don't have on the helmets. Nothing on these construction sites. And you guys pass there every day and do nothing. Then somebody fall down. And then everybody start blaming somebody. You know who I blaming? We the people who see it going on and ain't saying nothing. And then when we got a chance, we join in too, because why? This is the thing. I got to eat, but no, I got me family to feed. At all costs, you got your family to feed. Even if you gonna fall along there, okay, this might sound harsh, but who taking care of this guy's family now? So sometimes we mountain up. But are we really ready for what we're going into? We're not ready, guys. I don't even think we start getting ready. But let me tell you something. There's a scourge. Is this the right word? Oh, yes, pronounce the word scourge, or yeah. That is eating up this society. It's called addiction. And just last evening, I was in a group of guys who were using, so to speak, and we started talking about marijuana. And some bands started boasting about it, of course. And one man said, well, I don't use them drugs, though. But in his hand is a cup of alcohol beverage. He don't use drugs. He's got drugs in his hands. Let me tell y'all something. The reason why we do this segment called Life Reform, Addiction, and You. Are you guys ready? It's called the Frontline Show. We edutain you. That's what we make the difference. So I'm going to say good afternoon to my brothers and sisters out there who choose this station over everybody who's online right now, who's sharing this live, who's getting us wherever you're getting us. It's time for Life Reform. A thought just crossed my mind, but I can't talk with you. I missed the stage, though. I must tell you guys, I missed the stage. I need to do some uncensored comedy, man. I feel like just busting loose. I got a feeling. No, good afternoon, Mr. Drayton. Before I say anything, good afternoon, Mr. Drayton.
What's going on, Chief? How you doing?
I'm thinking about doing a comedy show, right? But I'm frightened because when I come off the stage, the mom, I got bus waiting for me. This time is not for COVID.
It's not the army, but.
No, it's not the army.
Okay.
It's one of them bus we got bars. There's people chew. And I'm like, hey, give me a cigarette and don't forget to tell the truth. But I'll tell you something though, fella, boy. You see when Chopo said he might put something.
Gotta get it done.
Definitely. All right, guys, this is about time. 13 hours in Guyana, 13 hours on the Frontline Show. It's time for Life Reform, Addiction, and You. Philip Drayton in the building. Good afternoon once again, my brother. Welcome up.
And down.
No, we don't welcome down nobody, man.
I sitting down.
Oh, yeah, but it's still you're sitting up. I understand. You're sitting.
With you?
But I tell you something. I get in these flashes of happiness, like, and I get in these flashes of purpose, I get in these flashes of no fear. I don't know where it's coming from all of a sudden again. I get in these flashes of maybe I should retire, but not from what I'm doing here, from some other things so I could concentrate more on what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? And this is what's going on with your boy.
When purpose is happening, a lot of things around you crumble. Just keep that in mind.
I gotta watch it this morning. I kick away my garbage bin. I'm too sure. The crumbling. I hope the garbage crumbling. So the stuff is up again. Philip, we were on here another day, another reason to be here. Addiction, of course, is eating into our society. And, a lot of people are taking a lot of things for granted, especially alcohol. And we're seeing it really eating into our society. And a lot of people are still not looking towards alcohol and viewing it as a drug. Why is that so?
Because we made it a norm. It is something that is happening over centuries now. You know, and not just alcohol. Tobacco too as well is killing millions worldwide annually, right? But because we've let the cat out of the bag, it becomes a part of our culture. And what we find happening now too as well, because I've been engaging with society on a lot of psychosocial issues as it relates to mood and mind altering substances. And the moment because recently I've seen the kind who've made certain interventions get certain bust.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen a lot of persons being held for cannabis, etc. But the moment you turn and say, hey, cannabis is a drug too as well, society is just ready for just jump and you just tie your throat. What about alcohol? What about tobacco? I mean, you know, that is causing so much damage. Why you don't go and look at that? Leave the cannabis and the, you know, God's plant alone and these kinds of stuff that has been happening in society.
Hey, don't talk about the plant.
Don't talk about
the
the
plant.
plant.
Get fined on Solomon grave.
It's famous, of course. It
The
was
wisest man in the world used to burn herb and by say.
and it's given to man by God, and these kinds of stuff we would hear, right? So
what would bells of that though?
that's a crazy.
But there's a plant though. Where the plant come from?
That is a crazy plant.
Did it come from upstairs?
From upstairs. Most drugs we know is from plant based, and there's a lot of persons.
Plants come from that heat? Well, I
Simple.
don't know. Start it out.
You know, so we don't do any differentiations between mood and mind altering substances. You know, it's definitely detrimental. Crack cocaine, any mood or mind altering substances that you can think of. And you're absolutely right. There's a spike in using that is happening within society. But most importantly, the persons who are most vulnerable is our youths. You know, I've been doing interventions because of Ministry of Education, etc. in society. Presently, there's only 33 schools, secondary schools that are present within the Georgetown district. And we've implemented something that is considered as the SSDEPP, which is Secondary School Drug Education and Prevention Program. Because it's a systematic approach, it's not just going to a school and just talk about drugs because today's World Mental Health Day and then disappear. It doesn't work that way. It's more strategic, so we're dealing with both parents and then teachers specifically, and then the kids. So what would be taught to the first and second formers would differ from third and fourth, and that too would differ from the fifth form, or if that school has a sixth form, right? So it's very strategic. And when we are doing these interventions, you know, some of the issues that arise, it's really mind-boggling, right? Because many years ago, and this is coming from the perspective of the Ministry of Education, our teachers, many years ago, you could have called the student, or you can call a member of society, you know, and smell of the tip of the fingers would reveal that perhaps this individual was just holding a joint, as members of society would say, consuming more.
I want to cut you there for a minute. So just a few days ago, my radiator overheated, and I opened the cork, and the water came out and burned me. And I look at my hand, I said, if people see me hand now,
Flashes, they would say, hey,
chop out your fire and boy.
It's
But
the
you gotta look,
glass.
but it's not hay though, cause nobody don't hold nothing heavy. So hold it so you gotta watch it this.
It's the glass.
Go ahead, brother.
You know, so because of such, you could have smelled an individual hand and know that, you know, perhaps he used cannabis, or smell of the breath would reveal that he consumed alcohol. But today we have designer drugs that are odorless, right? So what skills or techniques our teachers have or possess to identify the manipulative behavior patterns or the addictive personalities when kids use is a whole question. Because I've did interventions where there's narcotics, there's mood and mind altering substances present at this facility, but the adults are unaware, because kids want to become chemists overnight, right? And because of the access to various social media platforms, etc., they would do a lot of stuff to see how best they can mix that mood and mind altering substances. I've did interventions in school where the kids are mixing Tossadrill with Sprite, and codeine mixed with Cokes.
Wow.
You know,
you're shining some people there right now.
In my line of work, that is considered as lean. It's very addictive, and because it's extremely sweet, a lot of persons would overdose on it.
Wow.
Right, so this is the trending pattern that we're seeing happen in nightclubs and you know, at parties, persons would be consuming this, along with SpongeBob and the different ecstasy. And
what is SpongeBob? I've heard about this. SpongeBob.
It's crazy in society right now, bro.
What is SpongeBob?
SpongeBob is a form of ecstasy. It's a pill.
It's a pill.
It's definitely a pill.
They call it the Bob.
Right. So if by chance you're consuming cannabis, the highest strain as it relates to THC It would probably keep you high an hour and 50 minutes, depends on your tolerance level. If you're using any drugs in the classifications of stimulant, like ecstasy and Molly and these kinds of stuff, it can keep you high between 3 to 5 hours, depends on your tolerance level.
There's a lot. There's not mini vacation no more. There's a permanent stay.
But what's happening in society now too as well is that they have something that is considered as LSD. You know, LSD is in its diluted form here in Guyana presently. It's liquid in its natural state. But because it's diluted, a lot of persons will soak what is considered as stamps. If you see stamp, like if we're going to purchase it from the post office, that is what our kids are consuming. And the simple administration is put it on your tongue. And if alcohol keeps you high for a substantial period of time, along with cannabis and ecstasy, when you're using LSD, we don't say you're high. We say you're on a trip, because it has the potential to keep you high 7 to 11 hours.
Wow.
And this is what is happening in society, you know, and our kids, 16 and 17, are consuming these things for experimentation purposes, of course. Some with traumatic experiences, etc., would consume, and it's chaotic on the psychological process. So we have a lot of interventions to do to see how best we can curb this destructive behavior pattern that is happening in society. And it won't work if we go and call five different farms together and do a mass talk. No, we need to go class to class to see how we can build that rapport to find out what exactly is happening, you know. And it's been crazy.
This must be a real challenge right now, seeing COVID is on. Most of the kids are home. Are you going virtual with this?
Definitely.
Is Manny Chan working along with you guys?
We'll definitely make requisitions to see, although the COVID pandemic is here, addiction had no holidays and no breaks and no interventions and no time off.
I wish it had.
And these kinds of stuff, you know. But since the COVID has hit a year ago, I mean, they're spiking using tremendously. Has happened simply because a lot of persons don't have the appropriate coping life and refusal skills. A lot of persons don't know what to do when they're by themselves. So because of such, they get trapped in what is considered as compulsive behavior pattern. It will be using, some will be eating disorders, etc. It can force you in a state of isolation that leads to depression, etc. So a lot of psychosocial situations happen simply because of the lockdown. We see a lot of persons breaching this curfew regulation simply just to have a good time because of the social beings, the social dimension that is happening.
And really, it's a good time to use.
For persons, there is no party
it's
without
good time
using.
is using time.
Yeah, there's definitely that, because a lot of persons are what is considered, and they're on push start. They need a substance, a drink or a smoke to simply just feel a particular gratification from within. They're on push start.
I remember one time I was performing in Bartica, and when I came off stage, a band come to me and said, "Yo, what you using, man?" I said, "Nothing yet, you know." Man, I mean nothing yet. You high, man. I say, "Yeah, but I ain't used nothing yet, man." I say, "No, the only high people could go on like how you go on for stage by." Guess what? The time, nothing, bro.
Nothing.
The best performances,
Natural
performances. Right. They could not understand. Wait, something wrong with Chopo. He don't drink. He don't. No, never them things. No. The thing about it is that I don't need drugs to do anything in this life. You know, a lot of people depending on drugs to help them with disappointments, or drugs to help them with appointments, drugs to help them with a pain in the shoulder, drugs to help them with a pain on the nose tip, drugs to help them for everything, bro. And my knowledge of it is that if you continue feeding into drugs, after a while the drugs will start feeding on you.
That is how it works.
Because a lot of people don't realize, for addicts, we started out by using drugs. And we may have used drugs for maybe 10 years. But after that, the drugs start using us.
Right, and that too is based on the progression to misuse. We discussed that from the genesis of our program, dealing with the 7 different stages: exposure, experimentation, recreational using, regular using, abuse and compulsion, then dependence. So I've met individuals who say they're smoking cannabis for 40, 45 years. Nothing is wrong with
that. Like that.
Right? But members of society, we have clients that using 6 months, they're in the bins. They're in the rubbish bins. They're on the streets. They've
just can't tolerate it.
Yeah, you understand me. So it's based on a biopsychosocial aspect of things too as well.
Question I wanted to talk to you, something I wanted to talk to you about, because I heard this word, you know, a guy said that a person did not remain in the rehabilitation center for the 6 months detoxification period. Now, I'm not too sure if I fully understand what detoxification is, and I'd like if you could break that down for us a bit. Let's help us understand what this detox and the detox period is all about.
You see, we need to be extremely careful about the information that we will put in society as it relates to recovery. A lot of persons have a lot of ideas about addiction and what it is and these kinds of stuff. But recovery is a very sensitive dimension, right? When an individual, regardless if they've been using for substantial amount of years and they've hit our level 4 treatment facilities, which is the rehabilitation center, from the first day to the 11th to 15th day is considered as the detoxification period. In our level 4 treatment facilities here,
Go ahead.
right, they do it just within a week. 7 days detox, and that is it. The detoxification period, it is simply just a natural process where the body excretes the mode and mind altering substances regardless of what it is you're using, right? This is what happens between the 1st to 11th to 15 days the most. We spoke about the stages in the process of recovery. The first is considered as withdrawal. Withdrawal is within that same dimension, the 1st to 15th day, right? Natural process. We've heard in society that, hey, I hear persons ask me, Mr. Drayton, if I go in the rehab, they're going to give me 5 joints and then break me down to 4 and then give me 2 and then 1 until I come off. You know, if they've give me a half case of beer and then they will give me 3 and, you know, these kinds of stuff you hear. But it's a natural process where the body excrete. Now, within this particular withdrawal phase, of course, you can find agitations and frustrations and insomnia would happen. And of course, cravings and urges and using dreams, all the different dimensions that comes where the physical body is simply just trying to adjust back to function without this mood and mind altering substances. It's really a crazy time within an individual life. So detoxification lasts only between the first 11th to 15th day. When you've passed that 15th day or half month, you will now transcend into the second phase in the stage of recovery, what is considered as the honeymoon stage. This is when conscious thoughts and emotions will come back. Of course, you're smiling, the sun, you're feeling the sunlight on you for the first time in years.
Yeah, boy.
You know, thoughts and emotions would come. You would find a little bit of guilt would happen and these kinds of stuff. You feel all is well. It's just a trial period without drugs. And this is between the 15th to the 45th day.
Okay.
Very specific, 15th to the 45th day. Now, after the 45th day, we move into something that is considered as the wall stage. And the wall stage is when an individual who's a chemical dependent says, but wait now, I put down drugs now, what next? A lot of persons at this stage is a breaking point. In the rehabilitation centers, this is the stage where it's most crazy for an individual. Some would walk out, some would survive, some would do all kinds of stuff to destroy the relationships that they've tried to create it because they're looking for that justification to use. Because perhaps they come into the rehabilitation centers now, we give up something that makes me feel extremely awesome. What to do? I've done destroy the relationships with my wife, my kids, my jobs. I've sold everything out that I had in my possession. You know, I done owe all the drug block. I mean, if I go back, Jim Jones see me on the road, he might want to run me with a cutlass. And so what to do? So if an individual don't have a plan at this particular dimension, relapse could be a reality. And this happens between the 45th to the 120th day.
Wow.
Right? And from the 120th day to the 180th day is what is considered as the adjustment stage. Okay, we've passed that phase where we don't know what to do without drugs, but a program is in place. Assistance is coming from, of course, our psychologists and our counselors and our social workers and members of society and the recovering community. We've recognized and understand that there's a support system that will be there for the rest of our lives. So what to do and how to do it is what we're taking into consideration. Now, thoughts and emotions is there. You know, the guilty feelings are coming. You know, some resentments is there. Reservations are there. Everything is, but it is okay. But we can deal with it one day at a time. So from the first day to the 180th day, this is the stages that an individual goes to as it relates to both physically and psychologically. And 180 days, it's 6 months. That is why the rehabilitation process is 6 months.
Living. Now I understand.
So no one doesn't detox for 4 to 6 months. It doesn't work that way.
I laugh when I heard it. I like, 6 months detoxification. Is how much bad this man going there. So he would have had to be subjected to 6 months of detox. Detox means you ain't going to classes. Detox means you can't exercise. Now them thing within the detox period.
Right.
When you finish
it's just
with that,
isolation. You can watch some television.
Yeah,
you
do your
can
thing.
eat
Don't go
and
to
these kinds of
classes.
stuff,
Relax. Catch yourself like that might say.
Yeah.
And now that might want to catch yourself by using. I don't know why, but you catch yourself when we coming off in this detoxification period.
So before you do anything within society, that detoxification, anything in the classroom too as well, that detoxification period needs to pass.
Even with your body, you get ready to buy, do some builders. What is gear first? Buy, you need to clean out. You need to detox. You know what I mean? You need to stop being toxic.
The last stage, there's a stage after the adjustment stage, which is considered as a resolution. This is long-term recovery. You know, it is stated that only when you cross that 3 to 5 years threshold, then you can say that, hey, I have the tools and the techniques necessary, and I'm looking to stay in the maintenance stage of recovery. Only after this threshold.
I want to give it up to one of our listeners right now, viewers, Rosalind. Got some issues, and one of the questions that I would ask you to help, if an individual is doing their best to get clean at home, let's say they're accessing outpatient services from someone else, what does the family need to know about this detoxification period so they can be of assistance?
It's just a natural process. If by chance recovery is happening from the home dimension, the first thing that needs to be a reality is the family support needs to recognize that they need to give 24 hours a day support for a substantial amount of period of time. If by chance they're not there every moment of the day, forget it. Let's go to a level 4 treatment facilities, because addicts are really manipulative, where by chance the moment you fall in a dose, we out the door, pick up something and come back in. That is how it works. All right. So once that particular rapport between clinician and family support is developed, then we can look into the recovery process. So detoxification is very simple. If they're home, they watch their televisions. If they're reading, if they're doing music, whatever they can do, if they're artists, whatever the situation is, they are doing it without the use of drugs or any mood and mind altering substances. Bear in mind that within this particular dimensions, a lot of agitation and frustration is going to come. If an hour and a half or 2 hours pass without using that particular substance, you would see how crazy it would get. You mentioned about alcohol. Alcohol is the only drug I've seen persons detoxing from, and they need to go on medication, because for some reasons it comes with a lot of fits and seizures, along with hallucinations too as well.
I've seen a head bang on the wall.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's
tummy
really
would start
hard.
swelling, neck would start swelling, cirrhosis to the liver, and these kinds of physical crazy-ness would start happening.
A guy just woke up one night and said, "I got to drink." Well, he had some nice words to that, but wow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
here. You see, once you're using mood and mind, you can't hide from me.
Yeah,
and an alcoholic came, wants to do recovery. And when the landlord came, check his bag, make sure he had nothing to drink, nothing to smoke and stuff like that. I was like, hey, this guy is a really clean guy, because what is he doing with 3 bottles of hand sanitizers? This is strange, But I've had cases before where members of society would put substantial amount of salt in hand sanitizers and leave it for a particular period of time, and only alcohol remains.
Wow.
And they would use. So right away, in a day or two, the guy, when I go upstairs and we check, actually a bottle and a half of the sanitizers is
gone already.
Gone. Right? So persons are really finding ways and means to use. We need to be extremely careful what they are.
And guys, I know some of you guys feel very upset when we say alcohol is a drug, because you're there in the streets with your drugs, clinking glasses and waving glasses, and you might have some fun stories about of when you got drunk, what actually happened. And I'll tell you something: is all it's doing is sending you down the sick road. And you're not much different than the guy who's on cigarettes, the guy who's on marijuana, the guy who's on Molly, the very same thing. You'll see different reactions, all right? But alcohol, don't be fooled, guys. Alcohol is a drug, and it's very, very, very troubling because it's socially acceptable drug.
Yes, definitely. You
You
know,
know,
members of
socially
society at
acceptable.
homes too as well. We have a lot of situations at our facilities where members of society would have certain ingredients at home, and they don't know that, you know, the sick and suffering individual is going to mix these things together
To get high,
simply
yeah.
just to get that high. We had a situation where when I did a home visit to an individual who was in the maintenance stage of recovery because, you know, he gave up the crack, right? And his family support is, you can see that they're honest. They're saying, hey, he's okay. He's not using. He is fine. Nothing is wrong, right? But when we do in-depth assessment, for some reason, she purchased 5 pot scrubbers. She didn't wash for the week, but 4 are missing, right? And in our line of work, members of society who's tuned on right now may not understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, no.
But stainless steel pot scrubber along with copper are the best paraphernalias to use
Yes,
crack
yeah.
when you're going to put it on that cylindrical Pyrex, which is considered as a stem.
A stem.
You understand me? So all the different dimensions, members of society don't know what is happening.
my.
So we need to sensitize both parents, you know, teachers, all dimensions of society. Our youths are at risk
Yeah,
right
man.
now. It's
Smell the bread,
crazy.
check the hand, look in the toilet when they done urine, see if it got this, smell it, check the color. When it deep gold, you got problems there, you know, 'cause all them things they show up
crazy.
is the signs
And-
that a child is being
And-
using, a
and
person
I'm
is using.
being rigorously honest with you. Society don't understand how crazy it is with our youths today when it comes to using. They've only probably seen a certain dimension. I did an intervention job, right?
Excuse
A
me.
particular school called me. I said, Mr. Drayton, we need you to just look at this. Something is wrong with this young man. I look at this guy for 4 days. You know, the teacher's saying that he doesn't do his schoolwork and these kinds of stuff. So I called him. I said, hey, come. As soon as he come, he's like, we're going on G. I said, hey, don't address me like that. Is you G? I address me properly, you know, and call me very tall young man. I say, the teacher's saying you don't do your schoolwork, but you always have a pen on you. You're not a national athlete or a celebrity. No one is going to ask you for your autograph, but you always have a pen on you. Give me the pen. And I took the pen and I shake it so I've heard a familiar song. So me and open it. 4 teachers, we got 4 teachers is around. The kid is there. From the moment I opened the pen and I lean it out so, a piece of rabbit ears, members of society would call it antenna, fell out the pen. From the moment it fell out the pen, I see the young man down his head. But the teachers are clueless of what is happening. But we know once persons are using the cylindrical Pyrex for consume crack, glass, because of the paranoid effects that comes with using, it would fall and break, or excessive heat will crack it. So chemical dependent individuals who are consuming crack but substitute with metal. Antenna is the ideal aspect. We will put the pot scrubber and do what's necessary.
In the
so
antenna.
when the antenna fell out and I pick it up and I smell it, I know 15 years old. Huh? And they are clueless. We have a lot of work to do.
It's a lot of work to do, and I'm happy that Life Reform is, of course, on board in a big way, because now you made this detoxification thing a little more understandable. I think we need to get a counselor in here and teach him how to counsel, because it's not looking good. You're out there and you're doing more harm than good because you don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry to be that rude and that blatant, but it's a fact. And because you're actually playing with people's lives. Life Reform, of course, now has an office, and you could tell us about that.
Oh, yes, definitely. Persons can visit us at 44405 Barometer and Cane View. And that is in South. We'll definitely see what we can do. Life Reform is definitely what is considered as a social welfare and scientific research facility. So over the next substantial amount of months, along with years, we're going to see how best we can gather data on all dimensions of well-being, what is happening within our beautiful country, to see how best we can come up with the appropriate strategy to do those interventions to help members of society, starting from the community level too as well. So it's going to be an amazing journey. Definitely we're looking to see about that level 4 treatment facility, which is something that is definitely on the go.
Yep.
So that members of society can have a collective approach towards recovery. We're going to have everyone on board, including Ministry of Health, psychologists, psychiatrists, social workers, nurses, everybody that is responsible for some type of dimension as it relates to recovery is definitely going to come on board. Most importantly, as we on this particular topic, because we're getting assistance from all over, we want to shout out to our sponsors. And we want to say thank you to Sonic Business Services, which is a marketing agency across there in Light Street.
Oh, nice.
Drayton Studios, which is reaching higher heights for all your professional photography and videography too as well. We want to shout out to Seniors Paradise, which is a home care agency, LLC. That is a long-term care facility in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, nice.
That is run by two amazing individuals, Joey along with Dion. We just want to say thank you to as well. New India Assurance, which is, of course, our general insurance provider for Gondes Fitness Corps, who's always been on board with us.
Yeah, big up for Gondes, man.
Right? And Vinmark Development Institute, that is across in Washington, D.C. Now, Vinmark is an organization that deals with all psychosocial interventions for persons living with disability. And that was founded by Mr. Clifford Thorne. And although definitely he had no sight, his visions was superb. Real awesome individuals. I just want to say big up to Vinmark for coming on board. These are particular institutions and organizations that is going to collectively help us to, of course, pass the message to the sick and suffering individual, see how best we could come up with the appropriate action.
Strange things happening on Maad 97. Strange things are happening because just a while ago, because we also having issues with keeping the frontline show on in terms of sponsors, and somebody from overseas that say, hey, we gotta get together and keep the show because we like it. And my thing is, wow, this is coming from overseas. Well, I'm to the people living in Bochasso.
Easy does it.
It's, yeah, but we can hang in there.
Yeah,
got my brother 50 who's really into what's happening, and we got a great team, so we can see what's going to happen. We're holding the other
Glad to hear that.
We don't want to go nowhere. We know that I've heard some stuff. As a matter of fact, just today I had to share something about principles before personalities, and I had to put it this way. In simple terms, it actually means when you come here, what you see here, what you hear here, when you leave here, please let it remain right here, because I realize that sometimes people talk, and it could do good and it could do bad. So that's one principle that I hope that we get through, in the environment. But we're going to be around. We're going to do our thing, and I'm hoping that Life Reform stays around for a long time. I'm supporting you guys. Don't forget Auntie Miss Margot. You remember the place where we I could tell to go cut last. It's cool. This is to make sure that our people of the future get a good chance to live in, because drugs ain't going nowhere. I stopped smoking crack for 23 years, but the crack houses is still around. And sometimes the police would go to and they'd make a report next day. They caught somebody in front of a well-known drug block, and they charge the guy for the utensils, but they didn't tell me none of what happened with this known drug block. Yeah. So you know that we're going to have it all the time. That has been happening
for a very long time.
It's strange, huh? It's strange, huh?
You find that paraphernalia and you just test that.
And you lock up the man for that, but you're going to see what the man get 3 years to the paraphernalia. Anyway, and the known drug block still known today. I'm functioning. I'm doing well. I'm on buying cameras anyway. I laugh when I say these things. It's so funny to me sometimes.
This called economic development.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So this
while destroying the life of members of society, it's economic development.
How's it community?
We're trying to do the same thing with cannabis. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Economic development. And we put in citizens' lives at risk. We're going to talk about that on a different program.
It's really funny to me sometimes, and we need to get the message out to sick people that are suffering and let them understand what they're doing to themselves. Because I is one man that can say, Auntie Margot, please don't use. I'm not going to tell you that. I can say, if you use, these is what could happen. And don't ask me for evidence. If you want it, board the market. Pass through. You can see the evidence of people who don't hear. You understand? I got a brother out there right now, pass and see this morning. He aged like about 10 years in a couple months. And I was like, oops, bye. Just in case today, are you thinking about a one buy? Because we call it a one buy, not today, boy. The one buy ain't coming today.
10
Look at that.
times worse.
You know, and they say sometimes in the rooms of recovery that somebody got to be out there using for I being here clean. And I'm going to tell you something. Me want to be the banner out there using for you staying there clean.
Scary.
Yeah, because too much pain comes
You
with
see,
that.
when 5 stop using, 10 starts.
Yeah.
It's insidious statistics
crazy.
worldwide, you know.
We got to keep it going. We got to keep this program going. Thanks to the sponsors. And thanks to Maad 97 for making this up, making this time available as well.
A particular show like this is not happening in no other faculty. No, it's not.
Not even on TV.
This is really amazing. So shout out to 97.5.
Yeah, man. I'll big up the boss, man. You know, you're going through some tough times. Stan, I see you growing a little bald head. Yeah, you grow bald head sometimes, you know. Pressure is boss pipe. He's take a good talent, though. This is one thing with you. Good afternoon, Mr. Duncan. How you doing? So we come to another end of another edition of Life Reform. I would like Mr. Drayton, to give you back that number for Life Reform, and know now that you have a place where you could attend with your families to do outpatient work. Where the rehab is not up and running as yet, so it's not in-house treatment, but you can access outpatient. So you could go right there. Life Reform, everything's got a cost attached to it. But I know it's not going to come down with a big hammer. And I know Philip is all in his feelings, I say, all in his feelings to ensure that he gets the message out that using is definitely wrong. And I'm on board with this 100%, always willing to support. So Philip, could kindly give us that number one more time, and the location
definitely,
of the business.
You can come visit us at 4445 Barometer and Caneview Avenue. You can make contact with us from 697-0989 or 653-0485. Or you can send us an email at lifereform.savinglives@gmail.com.
No, you can send an email at Chowpo,
just like
1966. Yeah,
Touch
send it
base.
to Chowpo, 1966@gmail.com, 629-0106. And of course, I'm going to forward you, let's forward you over to the boss man in the car today, because I ain't got all the time. I got to drive a little taxi. And so. So thanks for passing through, Philip. I hope that we're going to see you again next week, hopefully.
Yep, definitely.
All right, and thanks for bringing Margot with you.
Yeah.
Margot don't remember me too much. She used to probably go in her yard when I was small, in sunflower clothes there for us. And then she go around on the back road. Just a proper trouble, Uncle Bice. Every time when I'm ready for use, I used to dig you out some good hundreds by. What? Swag on to bed with. When Uncle Bice by, yeah, he's called me, son. Look, my son, come where you want money for smoke. Come. Brian used to laugh, man. Brian used to laugh at me all the time. And Brian is good, though, you know. So big up the Bites family, man. Wherever you are, Brian, all the big up the Avalanche, all the big up as well. And like I say, thanks a lot, Philip, for bringing Life Reform to Maad 97. We're going to continue carrying the message to the people out there who are still sick and suffering. Life Reform. I'll tell you, boy, let me tell y'all guys something. Using drugs ain't no easy thing. And not only the user suffers, all right, the entire community suffers when one person is out there using. Believe you me, guys, let me tell you something. Everybody think they know about shopping online. You know how long them I could use the word junkie, yeah, go them addicts there. Y'all know how long we know about shopping online. You know which people online that don't take off the clothes and sell long time? You're making joke? I do business online. I uplift and get payments per line. You're making joke? I even get a clothes line from some of them line when the man catch me thief in the clothes pun line. I making joke. You ever get a clothes line? I tell you what, Frontline Show, we entertain ya. We keep it pumping. We got the vibes. We got the look. We got the reach all 10 regions of this dear land of ours. That's what makes us different than everybody else. All right? So you know what? It's just about 30, now it's 38. And you know what? I want to lose 50 points. Yeah, you know why? Because he bad like sore.
Show me your favorite position. How you want it? How you want it?
we represent for Chow Pow and DJ 50 on the Frontline Show.
Here, let me hit it. Boom, boom. Hey, how you want it? Boom. Hey, how you want it? Boom. Hey, girl, bring that thing right here. Let me hit it. All the girls them come from a line. Right now this is King Baba time. All the girls them come from a line. Right now it's instruction time. Hands on the ground and spin it. Hands on the ground, turn around, let me hit it. Hands on the ground, turn around, let me hit it. Turn around right now, let me hit it. Hands on the ground and spin it. Hands on the ground, turn around, let me hit it. Hands on the ground, turn around, let me hit it. Turn around right now, let me hit it. What? Girl, show me your favorite position. Girl, show me your favorite position. Girl, show me your favorite position. Fuck it off, fuck it off, fuck it off.
Once upon a time, me walk in a park, me I see some girls stand up boring. Me took one of them in her side and say back it up like when dumper truck loading. The girl hot like oven, fi her skin chrome like me flooring. Me a the instructor where I keep your fit so you not gonna need no gym. Me say sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, tick tock, tick down, tick tock, tick down. What? Audience, say, let it go.
All the hot girl them. I love all the girl that can let it off. I value the girl that can set it off. And right now me no business with no boring girl. Broke it off, broke it off, broke it off.
Once upon a time, me walk in a park, me I see some girls stand up boring. Me took one of them in her side and say back it up like when dumper truck loading. The girl hot like oven, fi her skin chrome like me flooring. Me a the instructor where I keep the fit so
Start the bash night now. Start the bash night now. Cause that girl want to jiggle, 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 jiggle. May God help she. The curfew done. The girl want walk. No carnival, but she hypers. Set pan she mind. She want wind up. I barely hear the song, but ice cream truck. And that girl take she bump and drop it in the road. Lift it up, throw it down, drop it in the road. Left cheek, right cheek, drop it in the road. That girl is out of control. I just want take she bump and drop it in the road. Or jump and cock it and drop it in the road. Left cheek, right cheek, drop it in the road. That girl is out of control. Girl, you got talent. Girl, you got talent. And no other girl can get you challenge. Girl, come back your bumper and balance. And let me slap that like your parents. Girl, toast the bumper like salad. I walk it up and then repeat it like parrot. Cause anytime that you hear big bash like play.
Forget all your worries. On the road, on the road, on the road, on the road.
You know the legendary Major W represent for Chow Pow and DJ 50 on the Frontline Show.
Come inside, let me bet, let me bet, let me just bet. On the road, let me bet, let me bet, let me just bet. On the road. You see when I come out to play, I belt in ways, throwing my stress away, cause I don't want no headache now. This is a special line with a bunch of jab jab on me. Man when I head, jab jab on me. What? I tell you, black blood in the veins, black blood in the veins, black blood in the veins. Must be going insane. Black blood in the veins, black blood in the veins, black blood in the veins. Can't be going insane. Got me more down than jab jab woman. Pick up a jab jab man. Give us some jab jab. 9 months later, when I was born.
Look at you.
I'm a big girl, I said wine and stick. Wine and stick, I'm a wine and stick. About your wine and stick. Take your time, baby girl, look at your wine and stick. About your wine and stick. Wine and stick. Yes, yes, girl, you could wine and stick. I'm a wine and stick. About your wine and stick. Take your time, baby girl, look at your wine and stick. About your wine and stick. Every girl just free up yourself and wine. Gotta be so free up yourself and wine. Gotta be so free up yourself, free up yourself, free up yourself and wine. My girl, just free up yourself and wine. Gotta be so free up yourself and wine. Gotta be so free up yourself, free up yourself, free up yourself and wine.
Look at you. You want speed, the speed you want, the speed you want. You want some more stupidness. You want some more stupidness, yeah? You want speed, you want speed, you want speed, you want speed, you want speed. Oh Lord, the speed you want.
Bend your back and give them, give them, give them, give them, kill them, give them, give them. Every girl has to give them, give them, give them, give them. Every girl has to give them, give them, give them, give them.
When we touch down, you won't play shell long. When we touch down, you won't play shell long. When we touch down, you won't play shell long. When we touch down, you won't play shell long.
When you see we Juve morning, all we do is chip, chip. Behind the truck Juve morning, we black and we green, see. All a girl inside a van, make she bend and stick, she. Job like we don't give a damn. We mad and we sick, sick. Juve money ringing bell, moving like we come from hell. We under a jab spell, so we playing jab until we dead. Jab away junk like fish, and you know any bet we dey in it. When you see we Juve morning,
Just give us selfish to it.
pull a girl, give she walk behind the truck. Baby girl, no waste no time.
The whining queen of the soca, everybody want come hold her. Whining queen of the soca, Lord, she want me know. Hey, check her now, winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now, bouncing up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now, winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now, bouncing up the bam bam. Head, shoulder, knees, and move over, let her breathe. She ain't nothing easy, so get ready for the teacher. Lights done flick for the camera, crowd of people front and center. The video man not shaking enough, he ain't seen none yet. She only want me know. Hey, check her now, winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now, bouncing up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now, winding up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now, bouncing up the body. On the floor.
Turn it up low to the top non-stop. Place a mash up when the tune them drop. Turn it up low to the top non-stop. Place a mash up when the tune them drop. Turn it up low to the top non-stop. Place a mash up when the tune them drop. Whole place back from the front to the back. When we are party, the thing no shot.
I'm giving more, not holding back. I'm gonna wind up. I'm not gonna cut no style. If any man wanna wind up on me, I behave rude, my bumper slack. I'm gonna grind up. Can't you see how I grew up? That's why when I dig down low and I rock it up, don't watch me in the face.
It's about 13 hours, 4 to 6 on the front line. We in the archives of DJ Fifth. Pace and power, let's go!
I'm giving more, not holding back. I'm gonna wind up. I'm not gonna cut no style. If any man wanna wind up on me, I behave rude, my bumper slack. I'm gonna grind up. Can't you see how I grew up? That's why when I dig down low and I rock it up, don't watch me in the face. Mind your business, hush your mouth when I'm belting my waist, yeah. I'm a big woman, not a little girl, and I'm 16.
No boy sing this song.
So do it.
No boy sing. Boys hush.
Eyes are big girl now. Watch how my fat bumper walking from night till morning.
Lord, oh, yeah.
And I'm not ever
Come on, let's have some fun.
you know. Expensive liquor I drink.
Beat 50 beats.
So no,
Let me go.
so don't judge me now. They used to go out and leave me all the time. They used to go out front and enjoy their life.
Watch this one here.
Now I turn a big woman and I'm wasting time.
Watch this one.
I feel like I'm missing.
You ready? Lose it. Big up the Circle Fox wherever you are, son.
Wine, I'm just a wind up gal. Grind, I'm just a grind up gal. Wine, I'm just a wind up gal. When it's all the gal say, every time I looking at she face and me looking at she eyes, say me nah go play, gal. Me nah go play no game. Baby gal, me nah go play, gal. Me nah go play no game.
Run the thing.
Gal, me nah go play.
Oh.
Me nah go play no game. This gal, she wanna wine and move up her waistline like it's a wine. She wanna wine to the beat of soca. She wanna flex and
Are they in the mood?
come on.
Good afternoon, Alana.
Girlfriend, where you come from? Start the wine to the bass and the drum roll. Flash your bum bum. The girls them shake up.
Watch it there. Shake the bum bum.
Shake up your bum bum, hook up your bumper. You got to wine up.
Bye 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 bye.
Shake up your bum bum, hook up your bumper. Let me see you make it.
Bye 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 bye.
To move, girl. You got to.
Gotta shout out my brother Desmond McDonald,
To move.
the captain on the ship.
Wine that thing.
What's up, captain?
Everything turn up, we can't turn down.
You meet some people, then you meet some people. You know what I'm saying?
Number one, you might
Big up yourself, Desmond.
wake up in London. Yeah. Now if you think the fun done,
Also, good afternoon to my sister Lucy
already good.
on the west side.
Drop that thing like bum 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 bum. Say shake it up, shake it up. Wind up your body, girl, down to the ground. Say shake it up, shake it up. Shake up that thing like you want the crown.
Let me go, let me go.
When they wind up the waist, you sick it. Bum, bum, bum. When they wind up the waist, them gal them cause galamate. Murder, call it murder. When she winding up, she bumper. Girl a bust up the place, she a bust up the place like a suicide bomber. Italy, France, Belgium, Barcelona, London, looking for the girl, even Obama. Can't find the girl like Saddam and Osama, cause she in a carnival with she big bam bam bam. Better than the Taliban, better than the Taliban, better than the Taliban.
Better than who?
Better than the Taliban.
Taliban. Hold on, oh.
Bust up the place with your bam bam. Shell up the place with your bam bam. Wind up the waist with your bam bam. Latino.
Oh Lord, a high.
We're reaching higher heights on the front line. Also, good afternoon to everybody down at the Georgetown Public Hospital Cooperation. How you guys doing today? Friends of the mayor and city council. Also, good afternoon to the mayor, Branch Narayan. Got a lot of work to do, son. Got a lot of work to do, huh? Keep working. But we gotta do this together, my people. We can't do it like how it's going right now. We need the unity. We need the love. We need the togetherness. We need the pooling of resources so everybody can benefit. You know what I'm saying? That's right. We gotta come together and do this, man. Each one help one. Together we can beat.
You know the legendary Major Toby represent for Chow Pow and DJ 50 on the Frontline Show.
We gonna celebrate the lives of everybody here on earth. Let's go.
It's the sky. Yeah. And I know that I ain't living twice.
Murder. Murder with music. Let's go. 9.
That's why I living for tonight.
Take it easy there, Donna. Take it easy, baby. I know your knees ain't good.
Tonight.
Why?
Living for tonight. And you might see me stumbling, but once my heart still pumping, I must wind up on something. And there's vibes in and no ceiling. It's exactly how I'm feeling, and I don't care who watch it.
It's Fuse. See, I just came back from Ghana. Really? And I want to share this dance that everyone was doing over there. What's the dance? QB tried to show me how to do it. He sat me down in this place. And he said to me, Fuse! Nobody wanna see you rising. And when they do, they don't even like it. They just wanna see you deep in crisis. Drive yourself, you don't need a license. Holler her, she can even ride it. Go ahead, move your feet just like this. Then he showed me the latest. We walk over them haters. Now what you do, man, ya zonto, azonto, azonto. Now watch me do my zonto, azonto, azonto. Now watch me do my zonto, azonto, azonto. Now watch me do my zonto, azonto.
You see that trust in there? Keep that. You see that curtain there? Keep that. We don't need your fancy stage, brother. Once a trainee reaching your vet is nice, babe.
To my favorite artist right here, Cass and Voice.
Dear promoter, dear promoter. You see that trust in there? Keep that. You see that curtain there? Keep that. We don't need your fancy stage, brother. Once a trainee reaching your vet is nice, babe. Boy, hands in the sky, we bring the vibes. Once we reaching your vet is nice, babe.
Why?
They can't deny we bring the vibes. And I don't mean to be bossy, but they can't party like we. One from man, so got there.
Somebody say,
They can't party like we.
young party like the frontline crew. Let's go.
Oh gosh, oh Jah, feel like you're ready, sweet and so man, oh man.
Say good afternoon to my brother, Mr. Imlak. How you doing, on, son, you good? Welcome to the front line. This is how we do it. Let's go. Let's go to the Savannah. Let's go to Region 9. Mash up the grass. Oh! Juve morning.
Everybody coming in.
Let me go.
Be ready to go.
Come.
Come make them jump. Come make them turn up. Come make them wine. Come make them free up. It's the place of Bacchanal. In this street botanical, this carnival. I want you to find your way. Everybody on stage, Bogado. If you're coming down from the mountain, Bogado. When the rhythm beats in town, see me jumping on the Savannah grass, the Savannah grass.
We walk in the iTunes Savannah too. Poladoy. Good afternoon, Matthews Reg. Good afternoon, Arakaka. Let me go. More vibes. Somebody say I'm gonna break up my chair. I know you already broke up your chair. Beat 50 beat. Everybody start stamping their feet, clicking their fingers, shaking your shoulders. Yeah, man.
Start your money fall on the floor.
Watch it. Watch how you're bending. Careful how you're bending. We don't want to see Jerusalem. Watch it there.
You. Lost. I'm found. You lose something. You lose something. You searching for the thing. Bend over, pick it up. It's that your wallet's on the floor. Bend over, pick it up. You know I just cannot ignore. Bend over, pick it up. It's too expensive up to be yours. Bend over, pick it up. Look it over there. Find it. Come down.
That's right, man. Let's do this one together. I love this one right here. Lose it 50. Lose it 50. Loose. Everybody, it's time to go Jerusalem.
Jerusalem, ikayalami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana, dawo yami, ayikholana, buso wami, awukholana, ilondoloze.
The legendary Major Tommy represent for Chow Pow and DJ 50 on the Frontline Show.
So ami au kolana ilondoloze su hamdinami ilondoloze
All right, guys, we want to thank you for tuning in today to the Frontline Show. Got to big up my brother 50 man. This band never play a segment. He's always doing thing. You know, when people are around music for a long time, they don't need, everything is right upstairs. You know, you could just go grab it and send it out, and everybody would love it. You know, and you guys are definitely enjoying yourself. Somebody want you pull up the tune, but we don't have enough time. We got to go. We can play the tune tomorrow for you guys. I promise you that. All right, this is one big tune, Jerusalem. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We're going to be back tomorrow, God willing. Friday, we've got Alabama passing through with some new songs. We've got another youth that Lyndon has got lined up for us tomorrow to feature on the Frontline show. Tomorrow is Artists on the Frontline Day, Frontline Artist Day. And of course, we're going to give you some bios about some artists, some Guyanese artists though. And we're going to keep punking you. We're going to keep letting you know what's happening locally. And get ready for something big is happening. Something not big, different is going to happen for independence. All right, look out for it. Good afternoon to the PowerTech family. We're going to make this happen, all right? We're going to make this happen. Big up to DJ 50. You got some work to do, boy. Independence calling your name. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in. God willing, we're going to be back here tomorrow with some more Frontline. As we always say before we leave you, please put God first in your life and everything is going to be okay.
You're listening to the New Generation Radio, Maad 97 FM, broadcasting from Georgetown, Guyana, in the highest quality, providing our listeners with the latest in world and the Caribbean music, local culture, and top personalities. Maad 97 FM.